in the 1990s and defamed her by branding her a liar. The writer testified during the civil trial that Trump raped her in a dressing room sometime in 1995 or 1996. Carroll said Trump later harmed her reputation by reporting on his Truth Social platform that her claims were, quote, a complete con job and a hoax. Trump was absent throughout the trial, which began on April 25. However, Trump's camp said the former president is set to file an appeal. Trump will not have to pay the $5 million in damages as long as the case is on appeal.
I think it's an inconsistent verdict, right? And it's something that obviously will be another issue for appeal. But Jim, the issue for the appeals were laid really months ago when things like, Donald Trump's attempt to have the dress tested for DNA after they sent it into a lab and didn't come up with semen. I think that's something that was important.
The leader of Russia's Wagner mercenary force said he had been told by Russia that he and his men would be regarded as traitors if they abandoned their positions in the city of Bakhmut. Yevgeny Prigozhin maintained that his forces would leave Bakhmut if they will not receive the ammunition they needed to press the battle. He delivered his latest tirade in a profanity-laced audio message, which coincided with Russia marking the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II, with its traditional parade on Moscow's Red Square. During this event, President Vladimir Putin told Russians that the world is at a key turning point and that they are engaging in a patriotic struggle for the future of their country. He said, quote, Western globalist elites are sowing Russophobia and aggressive nationalism, while the Ukrainian people had become hostages to a state coup and to the ambitions of the West.
Сегодня цивилизация вновь находится на решающем переломном рубеже. Против нашей Родины вновь развязана настоящая война. Но мы дали отпор международному терроризму, защитим и жителей Донбасса, обеспечим свою безопасность. Для нас, для России, нет недружественных, враждебных народов ни на Западе, ни на Востоке. Как и абсолютное большинство людей на планете, мы хотим видеть будущее мирным, свободным и стабильным. Однако западные глобалистские элиты по-прежнему твердят о своей исключительности, стравливают людей и раскалывают общество, провоцируют кровавые конфликты и перевороты, сеют ненависть, русофобию, агрессивный национализм, уничтожают и семейные, традиционные ценности, которые делают человека человеком.
Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been arrested, stirring violence across the country. An Interior Minister said Khan had been arrested by the National Accountability Bureau after ignoring notices to turn himself in. Khan and his wife are accused of receiving land worth over $24 million from a property developer charged with money laundering. Clashes erupted between the supporters of Khan and the police, killing at least one protester and leaving at least 12 people injured. Khan's arrest came a day after the military rebuked him for repeatedly accusing a senior military officer of trying to engineer his assassination. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. China expels a Canadian diplomat in Shanghai in a tit-for-tat move against Canada. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin said the expulsion was, quote, just and necessary. This came a day after Canada declared China's Zhao Wei persona non grata and ordered her to leave the country. Zhao was accused of trying to target a Canadian lawmaker critical of China's treatment of its Uyghur Muslim minority. Wang refuted this, saying that the Canadian government has taken wrong actions against the Chinese personnel.
中方维护自身利益的决心坚定不移。我们奉劝加方立即停止无理挑衅。如加方不听劝告，肆意妄为，中方必将坚决有力回击。由此产生的一切后果，必须由加方承担。
Myanmar is set to dominate the ASEAN summit in Indonesia starting Tuesday, after at least 170 people died after an airstrike on a village in the junta-ruled nation. This as the ASEAN leads diplomatic attempts to resolve the crisis in Myanmar. The ASEAN's efforts, however, have been so far fruitless, as the junta ignores international criticism and refuses to engage with opponents. Myanmar has been ravaged by deadly violence since a military coup deposed Aung San Suu Kyi's government over 2 years ago and unleashed a crackdown against dissent. The airstrike on a village in rebel stronghold last month worsened the junta's isolation and fueled calls for ASEAN to take tougher action to end the violence. The pressure increased last Sunday after a convoy of vehicles carrying diplomats and officials coordinating ASEAN humanitarian relief in Myanmar came under fire. Some big names in American television have joined writers in their strike for higher pay in New York. More on that in this report by the Associated Press.
New York is a union town. Free has got to go.
We have great solidarity, great enthusiasm, and great support, not just within our membership, but also from our sister unions. We have other entertainment unions like SAG-AFTRA, like IATSE, like Teamsters, who are strongly supporting us in this effort. So we're really appreciative of their support.
Stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back, stand up, fight back. New York is a union town. New York is a union town.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.